Well, the wheels have already come off this video, and we haven't even started yet. This was actually supposed to be part 2 and day 3 of a separate video, but we have gone so far off the rails it's not even funny. As you can see, I picked the best days to be working on this thing outside. Pile of snow. This is where I left her last night. Yard sailed in the driveway. I feel like those tools are going to be cold on the fingers today. So I bet you're wondering, what was the plan? Well, I thought it'd be genius to switch this thing over to EFI so it'll run better in the wintertime. When's a better time to do it than in the driveway in the winter, right? Well, we got her all hooked together. Like I said, this is you're gonna get to see this in part 1, but you're gonna watch this one first. Anyways, I had all my doodads hooked up. It's all on. Linkage is taken care of. Computers hooked up, wired. Everything went cherry. Problem is, it's got no fuel pump. So I've traced it all. There's power to it. The pump, I think, is just unfortunately buggered, and that's what happens. Not the end of the world. But we can't fix that today. It's the weekend. Everything is a week or so away right now with the way shipping's going. So I'm gonna need a win. And here's what I'm gonna do. So here's the plan today. We're gonna de-EFI this thing, put a carburetor back on. Luckily I didn't do too much. Fuel line's all still there, the linkage is all the same, it was all gonna work out just fine. So I should slap that back on. I'll leave the whole mess of wiring in here. I'll leave the fuel pump and all that on. I just gotta reroute the one fuel line from the tank, and it should be a runner again. So far EFI. Anyways, so I'll do that real quick. I've pulled the front drive shaft, I've done a bunch of screwing around. I had to do the exhaust, put O2 in it and all that. Lame. I was gonna do that, drive it, enjoy it. Part 2, which is now part 1, I went a little spend happy on Cyber Monday on Amazon. They had these exhaust cutouts on sale for like, I don't know, 179 bucks. So I bought them. I have a couple of ends, so I'm just gonna kind of put those on, slap her in, put that on the truck. And I bought these steps for Danny. She was all obsessed. Maybe I'll put these on. We'll see how the day goes. We're already getting into the later part of the day. I was a little lazy this morning. So we're gonna do that, and then she's obsessed with getting a Christmas tree, so maybe we'll do a bit of a Christmas episode and go get a, I don't know, what are they called? Coniferous tree. All right, well, I'm stoked. Maybe I'll shovel. Nah, I'm not gonna shovel. So here is my ingenious plan. We're gonna take these, and instead of just welding them right to the truck, what I thought I would do, because I might use these in the future, is put a couple of sleeves. I buy these every time, they're cheap. 2.5-inch exhaust. So I'll weld these on, and then I can just clamp the front and back, and these can always be changed or modified at any time. At least that's what I think I'm gonna do. So I'll take these apart real quick, and we'll buzz them all together, let them cool, while I screw around underneath the truck, taking the exhaust off for fun. A little status update. The weather hasn't gotten better, so that's lame. I put together these things here. I actually already put one on because I need to figure out the orientation of this. And it's much easier to bolt together on the bench under the truck, as I found out. Oh, Danny brought me some soup. It was pretty... So, I've got the fuel line taken care of. Oh, maybe I'll just... You know what? I'll call it... Oh, look at this step I put on. Oh, I'm all over the place. Danny's gonna like that. just see her trying to get in this truck. Even though it's like stock with just 33s on it, there's just boobs and ass everywhere trying to climb into this thing. All right. Okay. Okay, well, let's do that. So there we go. That's what it looks like. I ended up putting the dumps towards the inside. We came pretty close to the old fuel tank, and right above it, well, you can see the fuel filter right there. That's where the fuel lines are. I'm a big fan of keeping that stuff away from the exhaust. So that's pretty much that. You can kind of see what I did. You just kind of mark it, give it a zip with the old Sawzall, and then plunk it in. This side's real easy. This side had to go up and around the transfer case. That's why I started on the ugly side. But that side's just boop, boop, clunk, zing, zing, and we're done. So I'll set up the little tripod under here. I also got to put the drive shaft in right there. That's a pain. I've had the drive shaft in out like 12 times. This is where I mounted the fuel filter, or the fuel pump, sorry, which don't work, which I'm not a big fan of where it is, but there's a bunch of junk inside the frame rail, and I've always heard you want to have the fuel pump below the fuel tank, so it's hard to do that unless I kind of move it ahead more. So I gotta do a little research to decide what I want to do for a pump and kind of go from there. I mean, they're like 80 bucks or something like that on Amazon for a replacement, so I gotta do my Googling. But for right now, I'm having fun doing this. Well, and when I mean fun, it's terrible. Look, it's snowing under the truck. But I'll get that tripod set up. We'll start zipping that side out and show you how it goes. We'll put on one more side step. I don't really like them, but I think it would look ridiculous only having it on the one side. Put the drive shaft in, and then I just got to take the fuel pump out. We'll take all that out because that's easy to do, and yeah, wire up the cutouts. All right, so here's the plan. I'm not saying it's a good plan. It's the plan we're doing. Taking my fancy dancy marker. I'm gonna put this about where I want it. So I'm thinking about there. They almost match side to side. We'll mark front and back. And then I guess we'll just have to go in a little bit, eh? Make some sense. So there, whoops. And about there. So do that. We're going to cut that section of pipe out, at which point I believe the tailpipe should fall down. We'll slip her on, jam it up, put it on, and then I have clamps, and it'll just go that easy for sure. Well, the GD battery died. I thought I put a new blade on at the same time. So we'll get this sucker off. Toot the sweet. It's a little French Canadian for you. Alright, now we've got this piece of junk all situated. Put on our clamps, tighten her up, and it's got like 3 seconds worth of wiring. We'll be done. You know, all this working under the car, I really hope you guys appreciate the suffer, because cold metal on my phalanges. It's bull. So the only thing I gotta do, that's why I have this, I want to make sure that tailpipes are still facing the right way, because now I can twist. Or it has twisted, I should say. Oh, we're almost there. This thing's about ready to be, well, it's loud and obnoxious as a bone stock big block should be. Oh, it still isn't run yet. Hoping the up top jaw will be easy. Pretty good. So I put these all on, snug them, but I didn't hammer them because these style clamps bend the hell out of the pipe. And if you don't like where it is, it's a nightmare to try and move after the fact. So that's why I did it that way. All right, take a little break from being under this pig. So I pulled out these two wires here. That's for the O2 and that's fuel pump. I'm gonna pull those. I pulled them out. It's just a master connector here. So take that. Maybe not. Come on. Cold makes nothing better. And I just had a switch 12 and ground, which I unhooked. So that one, that's easy. This one here is the controller. Another easy one. Got that unhooked. And the last one goes directly to the old carburetor, or whatever you want to call it. The electronic machine. So just pull off vacuum lines, temperature. Yeah, this little connector here, I'm gonna leave connected to the truck. Tag signal. What else we got? All right. Good. There we go. Whew. That's chilly on the fingers. All right, so that's electrically disconnected. Fuel line is still hooked up. Take this off real quick. So I just snipped it off the fuel pump out of sheer laziness. There was actually fuel in this line, so I don't know. I can see my finger. So at least we know this is the right-ish size. So we got that. I think all we have left is linkage. Didn't bring another pair of pliers, of course. There we go. Everything's coming up my way. Other than it being frickin' freezing. You know, this was a real dumb stunt here. I thought it'd be fun to work in the cold, but I was wrong. Always wrong. Believe it or not, we're having a pretty mild winter, which is nice. But freezing steel on your fingers, it don't matter, it's cold. All right, pull this off. We're back. Alright, back to the Holly. How many people do you think go from EFI to carburetors? Am I the only idiot? And then how many people go EFI to carburetors in the winter outside? And then how many people go carburetor to EFI back to carburetor in about 3 days? And the best part is we'll be going back to EFI. So the only thing that's pain in this carburetor is because it has this little crossover, it's hard to fill the floats. So I tried spraying a little in beforehand, but because of course now the fuel system's going to be completely dry. You gotta suck it all away from the tank. It'd be a bit of a pain, but get this locked down. Hook a few things up. Gotta put a new connector on my choke wire. Should be ready to rock. And just like that, she's carbureted. Look at that. Alright, I'm gonna connect. Just gotta make that one connector for it. And I think we should be good to maybe test fire it. There's no front drive shaft in it yet. I saved that for last because why not? I gotta wire those cutouts, but it's very simple. I'll show you how to do that in about 3 seconds. And yeah. Alright, I'll connect that. We'll see if this thing fires to life. Alright, it's all back together. Just put a little bit of fuel down her throat. I'm just gonna try and fill these in. Give her a fighting chance. Now we're just gonna fire it up, make sure it goes. Hopefully it'll pick up a little bit of fuel. I don't want to get it too hot because there might be some wires still touching the exhaust if I haven't been under there 100%. Now we get too hot because I got to mess around under there and put the drive shaft in, but I want to know if it runs. I need a win. It probably just didn't pick any fuel up yet. I'm hoping anyways. Started. How is that possible? Choke still. How's that holding? I guess it is cold, but let's see. Battery sounds unhappy too. I'll put the charger on it and maybe I'll peel this off and backfeed it some fuel. We'll go from there. Alright, we got the charger on her. Let's try a little bit. I don't know. I'm confident because nothing else changed other than took it apart, put it back together. Nope, took it apart, put it back together, took it apart, put it back together. Let's see what happens. She's cold, you can always tell. Oh yeah. Battery's just unhappy. That choke even works and everything. Must have picked up fuel, I guess. Alright, well, she's all back together. Absolute yard sale of tools. This damn GoPro, it froze. I had to go heat it up inside. Can you believe that? Must be an American, South American GoPro, none of these Canadian ones. So the truck still doesn't move, still snow all over it. Running like a champ. Look at that. Carbureted big block. Can't go wrong with the, oh. why'd I change it, right? What a pile of work to end up exactly what I had. But got her all done. Got these sick dopey-dope steps on it. And I got the cutouts all hooked up. So I figure, just show you, oh, stupid fingers, how these cutouts work real quick. So there's just a real simple connector on them. Let's see if we get a little light in here. So all they are, this is embarrassing. These little connectors like that. They just go together like a regular AC kind of thing. There's a couple of those. I have this one hooked up right to the cigarette lighter because these are actually illegal to have. Well, here you're not allowed to have anything where you can change the exhaust note on like with a switch. It has to be all done manually. So I figured worst case I just unplug it and that's all 100% legal, and they can't complain. That's the remote that opens and closes them. So here's your stock. Hit the open button. You know, all the fiddle farting around, it's worth it. Just do that. Wide open big block with open headers. Nothing better than that. All right, I saw Danny come out. I think we're gonna go get a Christmas tree. Try to. Sun's going down, and Christmas trees are sold out everywhere here. See you guys in a bit. Step use, engage. Oh, no complaining. No almost falling on your ass. Titties were all over the place.
That was real romance.
Winter. Oh man. You like how loud it was?
Look at all this junk in here. Where do I put my beats?
Get out. Get in the back. So the place we always get Christmas trees, they're like out of stock and closed. So do like a angry leave.
Does it count as an angry leave if no one's here to see it?
Shut up.
It is important to me to point out that I have been asking for the last 2 weeks, to go and get this Christmas tree.
Hopefully.
And do you want to see what our options are? Trash, trash. Trash, 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 trash. Trash, 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 trash.
Wow. At least, man, you know what I always hate about Christmas time? Is we're always screwing around with this. Oh, just walk, lady. Just walk. Oh, no, she's gonna walk. What's going on? Anyways, we always have to screw around. It's cold out, going through every last tree and this and that. At least when there's only a choice of 3 trees, like, just pick the less shitty one and put her in the truck. You didn't want to go from there? Okay. We'll keep looking. Oh, that was rough there. Fade black. Oh, little Canadian Gymkhana. Whoa! Whoa, whoa. Barely hang on there.
Ah! So now we're getting gas, but we also realized that we both forgot our masks. So even if we wanted to buy a Christmas tree, we couldn't. So now we have to go back home, get our masks. I think we're just gonna end up stealing a tree, probably out of some neighbor's yard. I think that's where we're gonna end up. So I suggested me go to the fancy Canadian Tire.
Let's put the Festivus pole up.
Can we do an airing of grievances? I got a few grievances I could air.
Maybe I could make something. What do you think? Some exhaust pipe or something like that? Well, you know, our Christmas special video really turned to shit.
It's not. It's not feeling very Christmassy. Can we at least go to Starbucks and get some like Christmas cups?
Went from like a EFI swap into a back to carburetor and the mufflers, and we'll get a Christmas tree You're not even allowed to cut your own tree down at any of the farms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
That's kind of lame, eh?
We gotta find one somewhere.
What are
It'll
we
be a
gonna do?
Christmas miracle.
It's always a Christmas miracle. Okay, watch this.
Donuts! Donuts make me happy.
This thing whips.
It does whip.
Alright, well,
Whip it good.
the sun's down. We'll see if there's any more Christmas trees. Otherwise, I think we'll just have to go do some, maybe some stuff tomorrow or whatever. Go find a parking lot, do some donuts with open exhaust.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired. It's been a long weekend. Well, got home, just warming up my feet around the old Manitoba snow fire. But, the day didn't go how I thought it was going to go. And, you know, I was thinking about my buddy Jake over at Mullet Break Motorsports, and he would have just put down a plywood driveway and wouldn't even complain about it. But
you see here, Danny, you're going to want to have just the right amount of overlap, keep the grass from growing up through her. And then back here, you're going to want to have more overlap. I went with about, I don't know, that's like 12 inches. And I kind of changed the way she all goes and whatnot.
You know, I like want to go rip this thing a little bit. We just had a little supper. I got to clean up my tools. Still haven't done a damn thing there yet, but it's about 11 o'clock at night. Pretty sure, oh, that was a good one. Pretty sure Nables will approve if I just go whip around some donuts in an empty parking lot with wide open headers, eh? So I think that's where I'm going to leave it for today. We'll do a few donuts and shut her down and start another project tomorrow.
He gets to be in a nice warm truck. And I have to be outside in the cold.
Cutouts really added a bunch more power.